What's up, you idiots? Once again, it is I, the man of the hour, for the next 30 minutes. Melvin P. Thurgood the Third, much to the chagrin of the Lysol Underbridge. Now, as we reminisce about last week, Under Siege Backlash, we go over the matches that took place. Yes. Oh yeah. And of course, the Emperor, once again, the Emperor, King of the DMP wins. Got another one. As he showed up to the match, but yet his competitors were nowhere to be found. Me personally, I think he's just taking out his competitors before the match, just so they don't show up. But once again, he was relegated to Spanish announce team commentators. And once again, he did a horrible job. Muy mal. It's for that. Now, the badass Eddie Vendetti took on Nergicante. And that match, yes, was a certified banger, as it ended in a time limit draw, as neither one of them could get the upper hand. It was amazing flip. There was tosses, turns, flips, beer thrown, cheers. It was a banger. Now, the idol Steve Sampson also was on commentary, as KO is still missing. We have no idea where he is. Maybe he went to Japan. Hey, is he even from Japan? Maybe he's from China. He might be Filipino. We don't know. But KO, wherever you are, get your ass back to work. Now, Martel the Carpenter took on my hero, the greatest in all the galaxies put together, Bobby Blaze. And I told Bobby Blaze, if he lost this match, it was over. And Bobby Blaze did not let me down, baby. Oh yeah. As he destroyed that nincompoop, Martel the Carpenter. See, I told you, Flip. Bobby Blaze wasn't gonna let me down. He don't want to lose me. He values me. Now, he could lose to anybody else, but you lose to Martel. That's you. Now, our next match, it was the Brain taking on the country rocker Chase Revolver. And Chase Revolver was able to pick up the win over the Brain, as he was not intelligent enough to compete in that match and defeat a country bumpkin. And that guy did a lot of talking when he first came here. You know, he is like the Brain. Every week, it's the same thing.
We're gonna try to win a match, Piggy.
And every week, he seems to be losing. Maybe you need brain surgery. Maybe you need a new brain. I don't know. We'll figure it out later. Now, the Messiah took on the JP DiMaggio, and JP DiMaggio was able to pick up the win and get off that losing streak he's been on lately. Yeah. Hey, I'm not going to say it wasn't that much of a win. I mean, it was just the Messiah after all. But a win is a win. And then you get it in. Now, the hardcore rocker was taking on Polish Power and was able to pick up a win. And then we had Casper 2779 taking on Cloudy Diggs. And he rained hell down upon Casper, picking up the 1-2-3 and a victory. Now, we had contender matches going on, and our number one contender match for the Triple Threat Championship, it was South Bronx Savage taking on Lady Assassin versus the Dork Swifty himself, the Dork Stalker. And the Dork picked up a win, surprising the crowd. The crowd was in amazement. He actually won a contender match. Now, match 2 saw Captain Mexico taking on the Street Fight King and the Super Champion King. And that was actually a pretty good match. That could have went either way. But the Super Champion King got pinned by the Street Fight King. It's like almost a chess match. What? Who did the Dork Stalker pin? Who cares? He was a fucking Swifty. He is a Swifty. Why do you think he wears the mask? So nobody knows who he is when he's out and about. He could go out and listen to Taylor Swift and then shake it off and put the mask back on and come back and wrestle. He's not that dark anyway. I've seen him without his mask on. He's brighter than a light bulb. Not as intelligent as one, but you know. Now, in our next number one contender match, it was determined who would face the Intercontinental Champion, and we had the Wraith taking on the sponsored athlete, Jayla Masters. And the Wraith, who has recently come back into WPA, and is a pretty good fighter, was able to take the number one contendership away from the sponsored athlete and will go on to face the Master in the Bank. What? Yeah, trust me. Now, in our next number one contender match, it would determine who would go on to face the world champion. And we had Red Death taking on the Lion Embryo. And he picked up the win as he aborted any attempt by the Lysol underling to pick up a win. Yeah, that guy. Such a lion ass. Break my glasses. He's a kid special, baby. They don't break. No, not even yet. Now, the Order defended their tag team titles as the Beast took the place of First Lady and teamed up with Matt Blakely to face the Blueprint, Jackson Aries, and Katzen Corey. And of course, the Order picked up the win, dominating the team of Jackson Aries and Katzen Corey when the Beast pinned the Blueprint. He is not locked in. He might need to go to DigiKey or something and get a new set of keys because he's not locked in, folks. That's for God. Now, in our Triple Threat Championship, it was Money, MF, and Mike taking on Big Mel and the Brasso. It was just a circle jerk of killer goons out there just beating each other up. But Big Mel, who was favored to win the match, did defeat them by pinning the brass hole. Got all up in that thing. And he's now your triple threat champion. Now, the pinnacle of humanity, Adrian Christopher, defended his television championship against Money and lost in another banger of a match. And Money is your new television champion. He will defend it this week. In the United States Championship match, it was the First Lady, Alexa Leslie, taking on Kwani Fist, the guy that defeated the god, Jermaine Walker. Unfortunately, he could not defeat the First Lady, Alexa Leslie. So, since the First Lady defeated the guy that defeated the god, by proxy, does that mean she defeated the god too? We'll have to look up the logistics of that. And, like I said, we do have a new Intercontinental Champion as the Master, Sean Puff, defeated Fat Thomas in another banger match. It was actually probably one of my favorite matches to watch. He finished his story, or he finished a story. Now, will he be able to hold on to said title? He's already held it longer than he did the last time. As for that. And in our main event, it was Jermaine Walker taking on James Altrez, taking on Johnny Rocco, in what was another banger of a match. And that match was going back and forth, mostly between Altrez and Jermaine Walker, as Johnny Rocco just seemed to just be there. He kept breaking up pinning attempts, too. Match ended when James Altrez hit some move on Johnny Rocco. Looked like a Canadian destroyer, but I don't think he's Canadian, so we'll call it Indianapolis Wrecking Ball. Now, this is where things got interesting. James Altrez went to go pin Johnny Rocco, but before he could pin him, Jermaine Walker super kicked James Altrez, knocking him off Johnny Rocco, and Rocco rolled out the ring, leaving only Altrez there to be pinned. And 3 seconds is all it took for Jermaine Walker to retain his title and still be the WPA World Champion. Now, this week, we had an announcement from our admin, and not the one that nobody likes, the other one with the bald head, announcing Tag Team Turmoil is beginning. Sign-ups were opened up, and in the first day, 28 names were signed up, making up 14 teams in less than 1 day. That's all it took, folks. 28 people wanting to get their hands on one of two opportunities. Either a world title or a tag team battle. Speaking of matches, this week, the Investor and HKO, Jason Shepard, will be facing each other as the Emperor 2K Anomalium faces the returning Wolf Knight, #1 contender to the television championship. Captain Mexico will be taking on the Wraith. Red Death will be in a fight for his life as he takes on the sponsored athlete, Jay Lamasters. Matt Blakely will be taking on the Super Champion King. We'll have the pinnacle of humanity, Adrian Christopher. He's taking on the badass, Eddie Vendetti. He's going to have to be on his A game. Kwani Fist will try to pin another guy as he takes on the brass hole, Johnny Rocco is scheduled to take on Money, MF, and Mike. The Brain will see if he can take over the world or just win a match, as he takes on Fat Thomas, which would be a heavy task for him to undertake. No, literally, because the fucker is fat. I mean, he's a big boy. And in a match that flip, I tell you what it did. So little Lysol Underland wanted to talk shit to us, right? Because he wants to see JTR back. But she will be back, folks, don't worry. I didn't kidnap him this time. So I went and talked to the booker. And I happened to notice that our world champion did not have a match. And instead of just feeding him some poor soul, I said, hey, the Lion Umbrio is a good opponent, worthy of facing the god. I mean, he was the former champ. I mean, he was on a hot streak. Let's really test him. So you're welcome there, Lysol Underland. You get to face the god. No need to thank me. I just did what was best for business. Now, in our number one contender match for the WPA Tag Team Championship, Hardcore Country is going to be facing some other guys. As the Joey Revolver and the Chase Revolver will be taking on Nergigante and James Altras. Now, that we do have sources saying that Nergigante is having fight troubles. I don't know how, but hey, we'll see, right? Now, in a triple threat number one contender match, the Blueprint Jackson Aries, who has been down his luck and has sunk down to the levels of being in number one contender matches for the triple threat title, will be taking on the Messiah and Bobby Blaze in match one. In match two, we'll have Martel the Carpenter taking on Casper 2779 in Polish Power. I'm picking, of course, Bobby Blaze to win match one, and Polish Power to win match two. Trios championships will be on the line as the Order, David the Beast Smith, the Master in the Bank, Sean Puff, and the Notorious JP DiMaggio will take on the Idol, Steve Sampson, South Bronx Savage, and Cats and Coy. That should be a killer of a match. Big Mel will defend his WPA Triple Threat Championship as he takes on the Dark Stalker and the Street Fight King. I heard that Dark Stalker is going to be using a Taylor Swift song for his intro. Our television champion, The Money, will be taking on Cloudy Diggs. And I'm pretty sure Wolf Knight will be especially watching that match, getting his opponent's moves and mistakes and weak points down. And the First Lady selected her opponent as she elected to face Lady Assassin. And that should be one hell of a match. Don't forget, Tag Team Turmoil, folks. It's coming up. Will we have a repeat of one of our former winners? Or will we have new winners of Tag Team Turmoil? You know, Tag Team Turmoil winners have been more successful at winning the world title than Money in the Bank. Money in the Bank winners have never cashed in successfully. To date, I think we've had three people successfully come back. I think. I gotta look it up, folks. I know for sure there's 3 people who have successfully gained the WPA World title after tag team turmoil. That's for that. Stay tuned, as Philip Alexander Carrington III will be coming up to give his pick of the week. I'm Melvin P. Thurgood III, folks. Don't forget, tip your waiters.
Oh my God! Oh my
Hello, WPA. Once again, it is I, Philip Alexander Carrington IV, here to divulge to you my pick of the week from Under Siege Backlash. There were many epic matches. As Melvin would say, they were bangers. Just banger after banger, etc., etc., etc. One match in particular caught my attention for the domination that occurred in the match against a very tough opponent. I speak thereof the number one contender match for the Intercontinental Championship, where the Wraith defeated the sponsored athlete Jay Masters. A task that is no easy thing to do. And yet the Wraith was given an opportunity to fight for a chance, just a chance, to be in the Intercontinental title match. Put everything he had into that match, and it came out on top. Now he has not been back in WPA for long, and he's already made an impact. He's already made a statement. And if you know the Wraith, you know he likes to fight. I applaud you, sir. Good show. You are my pick of the week. Now, I'm still working on my top 10 list, as there were many good matches. As a matter of fact, there were a lot of people who could be on that top 10 list. But we shall see. Will you be on that list? Only time will tell. Just know I will be watching you. So until the next time you see this face, I bid you good day. I said good day.